Pimpalkar. I extend a warm welcome to all of you. I find immense pleasure and would like to thank our director, Dr. Meghna ma'am, Associate Director, Dr. Vishal sir, our HOD, Dr. Kalla ma'am, HOD of MCA, Dr. Shikha ma'am, and all the faculties as well as training and placement cell for arranging this session for us. As we all know, we are here to attend this session about how to write emails, not any emails, but professional emails. Before introducing our guest, I would like to tell you that she is the CEO of I Everywhere Intellectual Branding and a life coach. She conducts behavioral trainings for corporate and colleges. She helps enhance efficiency through effective understanding of effective communication. Everyone, I give you Rashida Khilawala. Dear
Thank you
ma'am,
so much, Sarang.
Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, it is really great pleasure to see you at our campus again. On behalf of our institute, we all welcome you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sarang. This was just such a lovely, and the smile on your face while you were giving the introduction was just the cherry on the cake. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so I know this is something that you all hear a lot during your classes, but really, if you all could put on your cameras, it would be really nice for me. Specifically, this is a personal request. And also, this is going to be an interactive session. I am not going to be sitting here and giving you all ye karna hai wale instructions. So I would really like to understand the issues that you all face and then solve that and work along with that. So this is more of a workshop. It's not a tutorial. Okay. So we are going to be working on this together. So there are going to be times when I ask questions. So either you all can leave the answers in the chat box or, you all can just raise your hands and you all will be unmuted. I think if whoever is the host at the moment could help me out with that, it would make it a little easier. But yes, we can take care of it. So what are the biggest issues that why do you all think you all need this kind of a workshop? Do you all think you all need this kind of a workshop? Is my first question. If you all don't need this workshop, then chill, it's cool. Acha, okay, there is, okay, so it's a yes. All right, good. Chalo. कम से कम हमें ये तो पता है कि हमें जरूरत है. All right. Now, do you all think that in the corporate world today, all communication happens through email?
Yes, ma'am. Most of it.
Not really, actually. Not really. The communication is really divided in today's day and age, right? So when we are looking at the current, and I'm saying really current, because this is since 2020, that the requirement for emails has really reduced. When you're looking at the top CEOs, they really look at their laptops very less. They, as far as possible, do a lot of the tracking of the work, and a lot of the reporting happens via a lot of different communication apps. WhatsApp, yes, if you're a startup, but then there is Slack, there is a there is Jira, and like so many more. There's what was that one? There are many apps that are there. So basically, these are platforms that allow teams to have a group conversation and people to have individual conversations. So they're very much like WhatsApp, but their entire purpose is that they're not WhatsApp. That is their goal, is that they are not WhatsApp. So this is one place where the entire chat is work related, right? So this is one thing that has really replaced approximately 80% of the requirement for emails. So where initially, as an executive, I would be sending some work for approval on an email, right? And I would have to enter everybody's names and respected sirs and ma'ams, kindly look into the attach documents and respond with your feedback and review for me to work further on it, respected, yada, yada, yada. But in today's day and age, it's gotten a lot faster because the entire concept of remote working has gotten a lot faster. So iEverywhere has been working remotely since 2013. This is way before the pandemic. And initially it was remote work because I was and still am a bootstrapped company where I do not see a requirement for having an office so that creative people can work together. So that was the first time we explored the concept of how do we look into the reporting and things like that. So now even for the entire task management aspect, काफी हद तक softwares है. There are things like Trello, there are things like Jira that help people track work, see progress and work together. Once again, a major thing that emails used to do has come down to a major extent. So now what are emails used for? Emails are used for confirmations, for sending important documents at the start of the communication pattern, right? The first communication is via email. कि हमने या तो proposal भेजा है या तो plan भेजा है. They come back with the approval and then you are added to a channel on one of these platforms. And then that is where it goes ahead. The reason for this entire change is because emails are a little complicated and a little slow, right? They're a little slow, let's be honest. They are just, well, it's electronic post, right? So it's like a little slow. And but that doesn't mean that the etiquette has changed, that what is expected has changed. So the reason why this workshop is not entirely about email specifically, but basically about communication is because when we are looking at, like I have a lot of interns that keep coming to me. Every 3 months, I have approximately 5 interns that join me to learn strategy, to learn maybe design, design thinking, or sometimes just content, creative content creation. So I have interns joining us every 3 months. And the first thing, and this is actually since last year that I've noticed, that the first thing I have to teach them is how to talk to me. And I am a cool boss, no doubt about it. But then, yeah, thori to ek certain, there's a certain way to do it. So that is what we're here about, essentially. Okay. So, yeah. So that is why this is needed. It is not just about your emails. It is basically about your formal communication etiquette. अब बहुत सारे YouTube channels हैं that make videos that make it very clear that the working has become very casual, which is true. We are no longer stuck up bosses who don't want you to be happy. It is no longer like that. We want our employees to be happy. We want our teams to be happy. And so we try to be cool. We try to make sure that everyone's comfort and mental health is taken care of. And in that, what happens is when the employees get really chilled out, the bosses lose their mental health because certain etiquettes that we expect, because it is just a part of how we show respect. That is where the etiquette is. It's about, while you may really like some people, right? Be it your professors, your seniors in college, or sometimes your own peers, you really respect them. But if you don't show it, I mean, there's these small, very non-verbal ways of showing respect. And that is what constitutes to formal communication etiquette. And that is what we're going to be handling today. Okay? All right. So the first thing, when you start communication with someone who is senior to you, okay, I'm not talking about a peer. I'm not talking about someone junior. I'm talking about someone senior, like proper senior, a proper boss or a professor. How do you start the conversation? Can someone give me an example of how they normally started? I don't want a textbook answer. I want an answer as to what you do. If you all don't want to type, you all can also speak it out. I'm okay with that. Respected sir. Textbook answer. I don't think you started like that.
Ma'am, we just take their name like hello, someone, whatever the name is, and we start a conversation like that.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, we no longer require, yes, good morning. So I think the idea is that you no longer need to be like respected sir, but it is best to actually address that you're starting a conversation. It's about showing that okay, this we are starting. Why? Because the person you're starting a conversation with, again, in the current structure, there are no timelines. We are as an economy working 24/7, right? तो जरूरी नहीं है कि जब आप काम कर रहे हो तब आपके बॉस उस काम के लिए ही बैठे हो. There is a possibility that they're working on something else, or that they are not working, their mind is somewhere else, they're taking care of some sort of a personal issue, they could be taking a break from work or anything of that sort. So how you start your communication becomes an aspect of giving them that little buffer, right? It's a split second buffer that we need. Our mind works way faster than we think it does. We have to understand that. So ये जो आपका start है, like some people just start conversation ऐसा, this is like sir please look into this. No, don't do that. While it seems efficient, like you may think कि हाँ जो point है वो बोलो ना, yes जो point है वो बोलो, लेकिन उस इंसान को थोड़ा वक्त तो दो तुम्हारे लेवल पे आने को, right? You are working on it, you are excited about it, you are enthused about it. The other person may just be working on something else. They just may have something else going on at that moment, right? So you start off with hello sir or hi sir, right? After that, you give them some context. Again, normally when someone is senior to you, they're working on a lot more things than you are, right? So it is very important to give some context, because sometimes it is just not possible for the person to immediately be on the same page as you. And what that normally leads to, I mean, I know it's very easy to say कि हाँ ना ठीक है उन्हें बाद में समझ आ जाएगा, but more often than not that person has lesser time. So it is here you're showing respect by making it easier for them to understand and get a gauge of what you're saying. So you can start off with something like dear sir or dear ma'am, or if they're really the kind of person who don't like those they don't like those sir ma'am kind of tags, even if it's just their name, right? I had a boss once who did not like being called sir. He preferred just being called by his name. So here then you go down to I was working on, or this is regarding जैसे जब हमने स्कूल में लेटर राइटिंग सीखा था तो हमें एक सब्जेक्ट लाइन डालना पड़ता था, राइट? So that is required because we want them to know that this is what we're talking about. Taki, if they can handle that right now, they'll handle it right now, or they will go and finish what they're doing and then come back to this. They're not caught in that conversation without that, right? They need that time to. So the entire etiquette for communication now is based on the fact that people are doing multiple things at one time, right? So I could be talking about so if you talk, let's just take an example. Okay, so I cannot just talk about the movie Avengers. If I'm talking about the first Avengers and I say, oh my God, Tom was amazing in it, it's great. We know there's only one Tom in there. But if I'm talking about Endgame, your question will be which Tom, right? It's just the same as that. Context is important, because otherwise everything that you said is nullified because your first point itself is not understood. Okay, so if you're starting off, it will be like this is regarding, or I was working on this and I came across this issue and I would like to talk about it. Now, there are two ways that you can go ahead with it. Now, if you're looking at something that requires immediate attention and is a small problem, then my suggestion would be to add the next line, which would be about what you are talking about. Okay, so that ye sara ek concise format mein aa jata hai, because it's something obviously nothing is small, but it is something that can be handled with a simple yes or a no. But if it's something that requires thought or something that needs to be looked into, then what you ask them is, when would be a good time to discuss this? I kid you not, I do this even with my employees. So when I want to ask them, ye hua, tell me when we can talk about it. I ask them, when can we talk about it? Because obviously it's a remote working scenario. Ho sakta hai that, they are taking a break from work right now. And it's absolutely fine, because I don't want my employees to burn out. The same way, when you're speaking with someone who is senior to you, you need to understand that they could be doing something else. So you can ask them, when would be a good time to have a quick chat about it or a quick call about it or something like that. Take that from them. I think that is a very important thing, especially considering, again, that we pretty much live in a 24-hour working pattern. There are times when I'm working at 3 in the morning. I cannot expect my team to be responsive at that time, but I know that I will forget it in the morning, that now I will go to sleep and I may not remember this point when I wake up in the morning. And this is a very small thing that has to be done, but if I forget it, the work will get delayed. So I send them a message about it, that this is what I wanted to talk about. Let me know when we can have a call about it, so that they also know कि ठीक है इसके बारे में बात करना है. तो when that so they will tell me when, and at that time they will be prepared for it. It makes no sense for us to have a conversation with someone who's not prepared for that conversation. Once again, if they've not seen Endgame and you tell them that, you know what, I'm really angry at Chris Pratt, they'll be like, why yaar, bichara usne kya kiya? Right? So you have to give them context. You have to explain to them, at least give them some time to prepare. And nobody is Sarvagyani Antaryami. Everyone needs some time to prepare sometimes. And it's okay. You have to give them that. And that is a very major aspect of etiquette, where you're showing respect to the other person. You're not expecting them to be eternally available to you. You're giving them that time. Okay, ye hai, ye handle karna hai. Aap dekh lijiye, let me know when we can talk about it. So it puts them also a little bit at ease, that instant bubble of stress is reduced. They know they can prepare for it, and definitely you are put in a wonderful light in that situation, that, oh, this is such a considerate but efficient person. पूरा problem statement बोला, ये handle करना है, आप देख लो और मुझे बोलो कब बात करनी है. So now whenever you have that conversation, be it on email, be it on chat, be it on a call, it's going to be a very quick and efficient conversation, because you know exactly what you're talking about. They have exactly the answer to what you want. If you have a follow-up question, you ask, since they are prepared, they will have the answer. So it's an efficient conversation. The entire concept of communication being effective and efficient is that it has to be only as long as it needs to be. It is not that it has to be short. It's that it has to be only as long as it needs to be. You know, there's this running joke about emails. You know, एक meme भी बना था इसके बारे में, that most meetings could be emails. Have you all come across it? You know, when the entire I don't know, yeah, when we are looking at BuzzFeed or I don't know, I've just forgotten names of channels all of a sudden right now, but I'm sorry, but most of them made a lot of videos about how meetings, long, boring meetings, could be emails. Actually, the problem is that those meetings could not be emails, but those meetings could have been a lot shorter and effective and to the point if they would have had the right emails before it. Right. So if they would have had the right emails where ये है ये है ये है, अच्छा ये इन सब के solutions already हमको email पे आ गए, अभी भी problem है या अभी भी कुछ बात करना है तो अब हम meeting रखेंगे from, and that's another very important etiquette about communication, that you have to have some sort of allotment of time for things. Just say for your lectures, there is a time. Like for today's workshop, it's 11 to 12. It's a fixed time. So you know in your mind that this is all I have. So जो भी है इसमें कर लो, बात कर लो, clarification ले लो, सवाल पूछ लो, जवाब मांग लो. And then you know, you also have that confidence that after this is over, you can go back to doing what you were doing. So you don't feel like, so the chances of you skipping this workshop reduce. Because you know that this is not going to go on forever. This is going to get over at 12 and I can go back to living my life like a free bird after that. So that is the reason why communication and the etiquette of it is important. We often forget that everyone knows good English, let's be honest. And even if you don't know good English, you open a thesaurus and you can become Shashi Tharoor. Right? At the snap of a finger, at a click of a button, you can improve your vocabulary. That is fine. But what you need to understand is that effective communication is not about your vocabulary. I have switched into Hindi multiple times during these 28 minutes, right? But not once was it ineffective. It was not inefficient or ineffective, nor was it disrespectful. That is where. So the basic, so how do you define ke etiquette kya hai? What is etiquette? Can someone try to answer this question? Because etiquette is a word that we use so much, no, even in corporates, like, oh my God, the etiquette is important. What is etiquette? I want to know if people, and I don't want dictionary answers again.
Ma'am, the manner we convey our message to the next person.
Okay. Manners is etiquette. A lot of
proper
people are saying
discipline to be followed.
the proper discipline to be followed. Okay.
Your behavior.
Rules, behavior. Okay.
Polite behavior towards your profession or in the society.
Okay.
Ma'am, certain ethics and rules.
Certain ethics and rules. Okay. Essentially, मैं एक बात बोलूं, आप लोग complicate कर रहे हो पूरा matter. बहुत ही ज़्यादा complicate कर रहे हो. Be it manners, be it politeness, be it ethics, be it rules. It bottom line comes down to doing what you need to do while making sure that the other person who's involved in it is not inconvenienced a lot. Right? I could want to do something that is otherwise, I mean, let's be honest, the world is made of people breaking rules. There was a woman who broke the rule about women not getting education, and today where we are. Right? So is following rules always right? No.
No.
So how do you, so what were her ethics less? Was she not ethical? Was she not mannered? Everything was right. Etiquette is about behavior. So when I am doing what I need to do, and there are other people involved in it, etiquette basically sums down to making sure that I am A, not disrespecting them, and B, not inconveniencing them more than absolutely needed. They will have to get off their chair and get something done. Yes, that they will have to do. But let us make sure that we keep it as easy for them as possible. तो मैं उनको ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि जाओ और अपने पूरे के पूरे घर में से एक कंकड़ उठा के लाओ. नहीं, I'll probably make it a little easier. I'll be like, acha, go in that room, go in that corner, and there is that thing. Please lift it up. Thank you so much. They're doing the same thing. But where my etiquette shows is that my communication etiquette specifically is that I'm very, very specific about what I need them to do or what I'm talking about. And I am doing it with politeness, with respect. because be it someone who's senior to you or junior to you, when you treat people with respect, it doesn't make them great. It makes you great. So be it someone who is junior to you or senior to you, and this is a very important aspect of communication and etiquette, because you are going to be down the line having a lot of people. If you're working in an organization, even if you're starting at an entry level position, you're starting at an entry level position with education in your hands. So there are going to be utility staff and service staff who are going to be junior to you either way. And what makes you endearing in an organization is how you deal with your juniors. And everybody knows that because enough movies have had this concept shown in it, especially Munna Bhai. So, but it is a fact, how you deal with your juniors is where your etiquette truly shows. क्योंकि seniors को तो हम वैसे भी मस्का लगाते हैं, right? Because we want to rise up. So seniors are anyways treated well. That doesn't mean that you don't treat them well. And many times under the garb of etiquette, we don't say what needs to be said. I think that's a very important aspect as well. मुझे अगर कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, कितना खराब लगेगा अगर मैं ऐसे सामने से सवाल पूछ लूंगी. बट अगर आपने सवाल नहीं पूछा, तो क्या काम होगा? आपसे तो नहीं होगा. आप गलत काम करोगे, उसको करेक्ट आपके बॉस को करना पड़ेगा, फिर उनको सिखाना पड़ेगा. तो was that good for your boss? Forget about you. Was that good for your boss? No, you increased your boss's work. Instead, ask the questions. So it bottom line comes down to first addressing the person, giving them that slight buffer. Then you tell them what you're talking about. This gives them context as to what you're talking about. What were you doing? What are you talking about? And then it comes to the problem statement or the point, basic aim of the entire experiment, aim of the communication. कि क्या बात करनी है, क्या हुआ है. If it is something that can be solved with a yes or no, or like a quick one-line response, you say it in that message itself. That this is what I was doing, this is what I'm thinking, is this okay? Fair enough. And if you think that it's going to need a conversation beyond that, if not, please let me know when we can have a conversation about it. So now they will be ready for the conversation. There are actually times when coincidentally I'm also working on the same thing and I will just pick up the phone and talk to that person immediately. So what happened was that rather than me waiting, because they didn't tell me what they were talking about and being like, acha, let me just finish doing what I'm doing, then I will call them. तो वो वहां पे 2 घंटे चले गए होते. Instead, we saved a lot of time and got the work done as well, because I knew exactly what they were talking about. The crux of communication is actually communicating. है ना? अगर हमने शब्द इस्तेमाल किए और कुछ बोला नहीं, तो क्या फायदा हुआ? No use. And we all know that that is possible. It is so possible to say a lot of things but say nothing, right? And unfortunately, बहुत बार corporate communication के अंदर ये बहुत normal है. It's very normal. And the funny thing is, I'll give you all a little bit of a personal anecdote here. Now, my career started with being a writer. So words are my magic, basically, right? And there was this one person in an office that I was working in who had some sort of an issue with me. I really don't know what it was. And I was quite young, so even I had an issue with him for some reason. Like, "तो तेरे को मेरे से problem, मेरे को भी तेरे से problem." It was something like that. And so he had this tendency to, even if it's like a small thing that has to be dealt with, he used to make it like paragraph of a conversation about it. And I am a firm believer that if one word can work, don't make it two. It's as simple as that. Even though words are my unlimited arsenal that I always have at my disposal, I don't believe in constantly using them, right? And then one day I just got really angry, and my best way to give back to him was I had to respond him with, I will not be doing what you're saying. Simple. I could have just said no. वो जो संजय दत्त का meme है ना, नहीं. I could have just said that. But no, I chose to write a 3-page essay on simply not doing it. So it's possible to use a lot of words and say nothing. But that is not going to help anyone. I mean, in today's day and age, I would have never done that. I would be like, why? It's like, spend that half an hour writing those 3 pages. I might as well watch an episode of Friends, you know. So it's about being effective. So only say how much needs to be said, but say all that needs to be said. Ask the questions that are needed. A very other aspect of emails or formal communication as it is that when we have issues, we don't ask. When we have queries, we don't immediately ask. I think in today's day and age, with how fast things grow and how fast communication has gotten, agar nahi samajh mein aaya to pooch lo. It's okay even if you were supposed to have known it. If Google is not answering your question immediately, ask the person who raised it up. That, you know, I am a little unclear about it. I'm so sorry, but I didn't understand. Could you please explain this to me? If you're not understanding what someone is saying, starting off with, I'm really sorry, but I didn't understand this. Could you please explain it to me? I don't know a single person in today's day and age who's going to be like, "Oh, tabhi samajh mein nahi aaya." No one's going to do that. They're going to explain it to you. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about. And in fact, you indirectly gave that person some respect by directly asking them what they meant, rather than asking someone else. So that is where etiquette is of your communication. And ये देखिए, ये सारे जो formats है communication के, ये change होते ही रहेंगे. पहले letters थे, right? Then there was email, and email ruled for a very long time. But today it is ever changing. I mean, there's communication happening on Google Sheets, right? A lot of my team handling happens on Google Sheets, and everybody is putting down what they do. So sometimes it's just about marking that particular cell with a red or a green. There are no words used, right? So how do you, in today's day and age, I cannot, this one workshop may be obsolete next year. But what you understand of etiquette and what you understand of communication, that is not going to be obsolete, because an individual's need to be respected and individuals need to be heard are not going anywhere. That is there to stay. ये नहीं जाने वाला है. राजा महाराजा हो, mom dad हो, professors हो, doctors हो, जो भी हो, everybody wants to be respected and they deserve it. More often than not, what we don't realize, like I had this one intern, and it was a very bad experience for me, because every time I used to give him something to do, he's like, okay, but what are you doing? I was like, you know, that part where you get like a stipend at the end of the month, I'm doing that. But yeah, so that respect is very important, and entitlement is one thing that comes in the way of that. हाँ, हम ही सब कुछ करते हैं. And a lot of people are like making a very big deal about unpaid internships being bad because, oh, it's free labor. But the point is that etiquette, that is what you need to build in that time when you're in internship. You're brought down to earth after being like the hero of your college, or you know, and at home and in their own stories, everyone is a hero, right? Like Zakir Khan bolta hai na, like apni kahani mein sab hero rehna chahte hain. But we have to look at a larger picture, and that is where, so if you have the right etiquette, you can be a hero even in a larger picture story. And there is no story where there's only one hero. There are always multiple heroes. Everyone who has done their job right is a hero. And a big part of doing your job right is making sure that you're not inconveniencing others more than required. You are saying what needs to be said and only what needs to be said. And you're treating people well. And that is where etiquette is. And if this one line of etiquette you maintain in your in your communication, and honestly even in your personal communication, try karke dekhna. There is always going to be this one friend who will WhatsApp you at weird times and just say, hey. Do you all also, I mean, if you don't have such a friend, then you are that friend. It's as simple as that. You will just say, hey. And nothing beyond that. I'm like, हाँ but क्या आगे तो बोल क्या क्या hey हाँ hey आगे what else, right? It's very important, and that and we don't tend to really verbalize this irritation that happens, but it happens. Even if it just happens for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it happens. And again, if the same person will be like, hey सुन ना, ये हो रहा है, ये काम करना है, तो बोल तब बात कर सकते हो. And this is personal communication. This is not professional communication. That's why this is casual. But even then, this same etiquette just made that communication so much more tolerable. So that is the perspective that is there over here. Be it professional, be it personal. Certain etiquettes just make it easier for a person to talk to you. And that is the point. If it is easy for people to talk to you, they will listen to what you say. When they will listen to what you say, you can put your point across to them. जिनसे लोगों को बात करना पसंद नहीं है, they will always be angry only because nobody listens to them. And because they are angry, they don't know how to talk, and that is why nobody listens to them, but they don't even listen to anyone who tells them that. And the same thing translates to professional life. There are people who genuinely think that writing paragraphs and paragraphs of respected sir with regards to herefore, therefore, wherefore, the words are irrelevant if they don't matter. Your words have to matter. And in that case, even simple words are fine. Even simple words are fine. But get the point across and get the point across. Until you don't get, it's just like when you are in school and college, जब आप class में बैठे हो और professor कुछ सिखा रहे हैं, अगर समझ में नहीं आया, at the end of every class, like even at the end of this workshop, it's going to be like, do you have any questions? And you have to ask your question, otherwise it will not get answered. And here's one thing that what people forget is that till your question doesn't get answered, ask questions. Because it's of no use to have a question that is not answered. Because then we human beings have a wonderful mind that makes up answers for us very nicely. And they are mostly very, very wrong. And that is what comes again in the way of our communication. We start to believe that we don't need to ask questions. And it leads to bad manners, politeness, and etiquette. So ultimately, it comes down to चाहे जो भी format हो communication का. Are you communicating through numbers? You're communicating through colors. You're communicating through words. You're communicating through software, whatever. Or you're communicating in person, face to face. Etiquette के rules same है. जितना जरूरी है उतना बोलो. सामने वाले को जितना कम inconvenience कर पाओ उतना कम inconvenience करो. और जब तक सवालों के जवाब नहीं मिलते तब तक सवाल पूछो. And just make sure that you are respectful along the way. There should always be context. That is the basis of etiquette. And I'll be honest, if you all follow this, be it WhatsApp, be it email, be it Slack, be it Trello, be it an Excel sheet, your communication will always be impeccable. It is not rocket science. Communication is not rocket science at all. You can have a conversation in multiple languages with the same person and still follow the same rules of etiquette, and it will be very, very professional. जरूरी नहीं है कि professional conversation सिर्फ और सिर्फ English में हो. I've had English emails going on with my clients also. Because the point is that we have to baat karni hai. Get the point. So even in that, if we follow the etiquette, it will always remain it will always remain a little pleasurable for the other person to see something coming from you. जब किसी को अच्छा लगे ना आपसे कुछ सुनना, that's it. That is all you need. Because they don't mind getting a message from you. You know, there are some people that when you get a message from or when you get an email from, you're like, "Arey yaar, fir se." You don't want to be the person who leads to that. And the reason why you feel like that is because they don't follow particular etiquette. They will either always ask you for a favor, always be dumping work on you, right? So they're terribly inconveniencing you all the time. Or they will just not give you any time to do anything. They'll be like, Abhi, ye, do. Again, you don't like it. There's no basic human respect in how they talk to you. Again, you don't like people who don't have that. आप किसी को तू तुम आप कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, फिर भी एक अंडरलाइंग रिस्पेक्ट है जो हमें समझ में आ जाता है. And that is where your etiquette matters. You can be speaking to your best friend and still they could feel disrespected because you do not follow a certain way of making sure that they are not inconvenienced, or you put them down by thinking that they are not going to need any context and they will just do what you want. It's disrespectful. It's very, very disrespectful. I mean, I think my friends and I have reached a point in our lives where we are always busy, and that is why for us, very honestly, it's like, yeah, we just wanted to have a call. What time will be convenient for everyone? This is literally a very normal line in our WhatsApp group. What time will it be convenient for everyone to have a call? And what is the call about? Nothing. It is just a catch-up call. But even then, we have that much respect for each other's time that we schedule it. Because we know that everyone has so many things to do, be it taking care of children, taking care of the house, taking care of their own respective work, or sometimes just, I mean, I once had a friend who said, "Yeah, abhi nahi, after 1 hour, I'm watching this episode. I don't know, there was Loki or something that was premiering that day." So everyone has priorities, and every priority is important. And that is where your etiquette will show, is when you actually admit that, yes, everyone's priorities are important. If what you are saying surpasses any personal priority, then it's a different thing. Then you're like, I'm sorry, whatever you may be doing, but this is a little urgent. Sorry, I think it was because there was a call going on from my end. Sorry. So no matter what it is, that respect is important. And if what you're suggesting surpasses all that, like कि नहीं तुम अगर surgery में भी जाने वाले हो तो भी ये please जवाब दो, then it's important to address it like that. That I'm sorry, this may be disturbing, but this is extremely urgent. Could you please look into this immediately? If you are going to inconvenience, start with a sorry. Don't end with a sorry. When you start with apologizing, it immediately puts the person in the mindset where they're like, "Haan yaar, okay." They know that they're inconveniencing me, but okay, this must be important, so let us look into this. Communication works like that. It works in ways that words don't exactly always cover. The order of your words and what you say. And bottom line is, whenever you are typing something, because most of our communication is typed, whenever you're typing something, actually what a lot of people don't realize is what we feel inside kind of gets reflected to a major extent. सामने वाले को काफी हद तक आपका जो अंदरूनी वाइब है वो समझ में आता है. So I think another very, very important aspect of communication is to actually imbibe these etiquettes in you. It is not just about showing them, it's about having them, right? So you have to genuinely have respect. You have to genuinely want to give context. You have to genuinely have a problem. You have to genuinely want to give the person time to prepare for it. If it is genuine, if it is within you, then it doesn't matter what format you're using. It doesn't matter who you're having this conversation with. You're always going to be so much more pleasant to talk to. And when you're pleasant to talk to, you can get a lot of work done, honestly speaking, especially in the corporate world. If people like you, a lot of things get done very, very easily. A lot of doors open for you, and that is a genuine fact. ये सारे जो myths होते हैं that you know, oh, वो लोग जो मस्का लगाते हैं ना, उनको ही promotion मिलता है. Nothing of that sort. Because there is not a single businessman in the world who is going to take away opportunity from someone who genuinely has potential and give it to someone who, just because they are maska लगावेंगे to them. बॉस अगर उस बिजनेसमैन को पैसा बनाना है तो वो ये नहीं करने वाला. Okay, so it is just bad business. It's just bad business sense for a person to do that. So it is all a myth. It is all just a very broken-hearted person's way of abusing the world because they didn't get an opportunity, because somewhere probably they didn't have the potential. So it is not about maska lagawing, it's about being genuine. If agar aap genuine hai, ये सारे जो etiquettes हैं इनको सच में imbibe कर लेते हैं खुद के अंदर and make it a part of just how you communicate in general, I guarantee you will see a massive change in the way people respond to you also. Because a person who speaks what and when needed is always going to be heard. Because सामने वाले को पता है कि जब तक जरूरत नहीं होती तब तक ये बंदा कुछ बोलता नहीं है. तो अगर बोल रहा है तो कुछ होगा जरूर. सुनना जरूरी है. And that's a wonderful feeling now when people are willing to listen to you. So think what that can do for you. Etiquette is not just for the other person. I know when I started, I said that it is about the other person. It's not just for that, because the response of that you get, that is priceless. And that is the reason why this etiquette is very important. हमें लगता है that etiquette is important ताकि सामने वाले को अच्छा लगे. अरे but सामने वाले को अच्छा लगेगा तब वो आप तक भी तो पहुंचेगा. रिफ्लेक्टिव ही होता है ना सब. अगर आपने अच्छा दिया तो वो भी आपको अच्छे से रिस्पॉन्स देगा. So it is a very selfish act. You are not doing it for anyone else. Remember that you're doing it for yourself. If you're a selfish person, it's a good thing. Be selfish. Because making others happy is going to get you a lot of benefits. It's a very good thing. It will show. And what that does for your confidence is something that nothing can break. क्योंकि ये जो etiquette है, because to have this etiquette you need to have the knowledge. सिंपल सी बात है, अगर मुझे ये कम्युनिकेशन का पैटर्न फॉलो करना है तो मुझे ये जानना जरूरी है कि मैं किससे बात कर रही हूँ. मुझे ये जानना जरूरी है कि मैं किस चीज के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ. मुझे ये जानना जरूरी है कि ये चीज सॉल्व करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगने वाला है. तो again, a derivative benefit of etiquette is that your knowledge level has to be good. So you're going to have to maintain that. And that's an additional bonus for you, because you will constantly be working on bettering your knowledge. You will also listen to others because you're giving them time to prepare and give you a prepared answer, not just a knee-jerk answer. तो अभी सामने वाला आपको better answer देगा, आप अभी वो सीख गए हो. Now that is there in your mind. So the next time you're doing it, you already have that knowledge. Etiquette is not just for communication. It is overall something that will help you as a person down the line. And email हो, chat हो, दोस्तों के साथ in person बात हो, professors के साथ WhatsApp conversation हो, या it is something that you're doing with an unknown person on Tinder for all you know. But following this etiquette definitely makes you a lot more enduring person, because it shows that you come from some valley, that you have something inside you that makes you, जिसके पास होता है वो सोचेगा ना 10 बार. People who have limited knowledge tend to speak a lot because they want to show that they have knowledge. So when you have etiquette, it shows that no, you are willing to learn, because that's the only way to have unlimited knowledge. Willingness to learn. And your etiquette allows you that. So it's not just about one email conversation that we're talking over here. It is not about your emails with your bosses. It's about overall communication. And the same rules apply everywhere. Try applying it with, for 1 week, try applying it with your closest friend. You don't need to start with respected and all that. I get that. But just the basic, जो इसका मूल है ना, जो सार है, try applying that with your closest friend for 1 week. And you will see a change in your friend and how they respond to you and how they talk to you. And the world of conversations that open up after that, because suddenly now you all can have conversations that could be about space travel, that could be about evolution, and not just what somebody did. Because now there's structure to your conversation. That is what etiquette does. It brings a structure, it brings meaning, it brings depth. It allows you to do all of this without wondering what to say. That is what etiquette does. And this, if you apply, especially in your professional life, definitely it is going to have benefits. You're going to seem so much better. And the samne wala person is also going to feel so much better that you're treating them so well. Does anyone have any questions? मैं जब कॉलेज में थी, मेरे एक प्रोफेसर थे. He was probably the coolest professor I've ever had. And he used to always say this one line, कि अगर students के पास कोई सवाल नहीं है at the end of a lecture, या तो उनको सब समझ में आ गया, जो practically नामुमकिन है, या तो उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, जो absolute possibility है. So if you all have no questions, that means that we are going to have to do this entire session again because you all didn't understand it. That means that I have not communicated it right. So we're going to have to do it completely again so that I can find a new format of doing it for you all. So if you all have any
I got
questions.
one question.
Yes.
It's regarding when we write an email, apart from the subject line, and we start with respected sir and all, and sometimes we don't. The question is, I get a lot confused what to write, the first name or the last name to start with. If we are writing to some professional officer or someone, so do we use their first name as sir or their last name and sir?
Okay, this is like, there is no real rule of thumb here, but I have sort of understood that यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत एक mindset आ जाता है. So with anyone who is below the age of 45, I have found a better response to the use of their first name, and then sir or G or whatever. And if they're above that age, then mostly surname works better. This is not for any other reason. I'm not an ageist, but this is because वो 45 के ऊपर वाले जो लोग हैं, they have had a longer professional life where they were called with their surname. Whereas the ones below that is where the culture of using the first name became more popular. So that is why this rule of mine, and I have seen that it is not unsuccessful. People mostly prefer it because I think anyone below 45 is just used to their surname being used for their parents. You know, अगर अगर मेरा दोस्त है जिसका सरनेम सक्सेना, अगर मैं उसको सक्सेना बुलाऊंगी तो उसको लगेगा मैं उसके डैड को बुला रही. You know, it is that it's a very psychological thing, and it's a change of culture that happened around the 80s. This change of culture happened, and that is why that age difference that I maintain. You know, I mean, I would feel it odd if someone called me Khilawala madam, because that's my mom. That's not me, you know. So it's like that. So I think that is like a simple rule of thumb that I keep. Because, and one more thing is that if for instance it is someone who is above that age, and normally people call them with their first name, they won't mind it if you call them with their surname. उनको दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. So there is no there's very little chance of losing with this rule. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Ananti. So,
Hi,
ma'am,
Anand.
I have a hi, ma'am. So, I have a question. Like, sometimes this happens. Like being a student, we apply to company direct, like from LinkedIn or whatever. So that time we don't know like whom to address, like sir or ma'am or who. So, what should we write there?
If you've applied directly from LinkedIn, here's the thing. Mostly the person who posted that job shows,
Okay.
right? So you can keep it with reference to that. And I always say that, especially when you're applying for jobs, thoda research kar lo as to who it is. And this information is not normally very difficult to find, especially if you're getting the job posting from LinkedIn. You can know who posted that job. Simple.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
address to that person directly. So it will make it easier. To whomsoever it may concern is not use anymore. People don't, nobody likes it. So please don't use it anymore. Address to a specific person. If you don't know their name, use sir, ma'am, either one of the two. And best is, yes, it would be nice if, because now it has become a little easier for us to know. For instance, even if it is not through LinkedIn, but you're applying for a job in a company, it is not very difficult to know who the HR head of the company is. If it's a big company, HR head. If it's a small company, CEO. It's not difficult to find out because everyone puts everything on LinkedIn or Facebook for that matter as well. So if you can just find that out and address to that person, it is going to make your email stand out so much more. Definitely. And another thing that I want to add, especially from the aspect of application of jobs, make sure that your resumes are in a PDF format and they're named with your name, not resume. Please don't save your resume as resume. Save it with your name, your full name. And ideally the year in which you are, right? Abhi 2021 hai, so my resume would be called Rashida Khilawala Resume 2021. Why? Because if जो भी सामने वाला है वो सेव करेगा, तो out of all the ones with resumes वहां पे Rashid, because it is going to become easier for me as a recruiter to save your resume. So now already you have become so much more pleasant because you reduced my inconvenience a little bit. It's easier for me to save your resume, and also it stands out from the rest. So that is because I am recruiting. I see the amount of resumes that I get with resume and CV as the name of the document. Naming the document is very, very important. And always send a PDF. Don't send a Word document. It's so much easier for us to open it and use it and save it for that matter. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome. Anyone else? Another important thing, especially since the entire concept of job applications has come in here, is what I feel stands out when you are applying for a job and you're sending an email with regards to that. Of course, if you're applying through LinkedIn, it's just an apply button. But more often than not, a lot of companies also ask you to send an email. So, yes, send the resume the way I said. Second, when you all are making your resumes, make sure that your contact details are easy to read. And remember that more often than not, the person who's reading it is about 10 years older than you. Okay, so make sure that the figures are easy to read, that the font that you're using is easy to read, not difficult to read. You know, they're not so invested in you that they're going to take that effort. Right? ये किसी ने तो कोई साइकोलॉजिकल हैक के तरीके से बहुत टाइम पहले पॉपुलराइज किया था that oh make it slightly difficult so now they will become invested in you. No, your resume is going to get rejected if it's going to be difficult. I am not going to take the effort to read your resume if you've made it difficult to read it. So make sure that it is easy to read, right? Especially your contact number and things that are important. Make sure that your cover letter has something that is pertinent to the company. So it shows that when you do that, it shows that you've at least gone through our website and you're applying to us knowingly. You're not just applying blindly to us, because that also happens a lot, na? Especially when it's internship season and things like that. We get applications like crazy, but then it's as if we know that the same email has been copy pasted, and I don't like that feeling. It doesn't make me feel special. So the least you can do is actually go through what the company does, go through their website, and try to keep something in it about it, like at least make it look like you chose to send this, right? That I went through your website and I liked how you described this, and I would love to be a part of an organization that thinks like this, or something like that. So what that does is two very important aspects of this. A, it makes you stand out from the other applicants, because immediately you made the HR or the CEO feel good about themselves, and everyone likes people who make them feel good about themselves. And secondly, you learned a little more. When you went through so many company websites, you learned a little more about what is going on in the market, what you like, what you don't like. Some websites you won't like, the way they describe things you won't like. You will know that, okay, in sab cheezon se farak padta hai. So it's definitely going to be a learning curve for you, and that learning kind of stays with you for a long time. So yeah, if you
Hi.
have like specific, sorry, yes, continue.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Misbah here.
Hi,
Actually,
Misbah.
I have a question. So, whenever we are in a group discussion, for example, and the discussion is going on a particular topic, and I'm aware that I know about that topic, but I am not sure how to put into correct words. So sometimes we hold back our thinking. So how
Okay.
can we overcome these drawbacks in ourselves that we don't know how to put into a correct word?
How is it
How
that
can
you
we-
don't know how to put it in words? It's just that it's not that you don't know how to put it in words. Sometimes I feel it's that there's just so much noise around you in that group discussion that you're getting confused.
Mhm.
Because if you know something, आपको शब्द तो आते ही हैं. अगर टेक्स्ट बुक वर्ड्स नहीं तो अपने वर्ड्स में आप बोल पाओगे. If you know something, you can put it in words.
Mhm.
Right? So in such a situation, you actually, in a group discussion specifically, I don't know why people think that in a group discussion you have to be loud. It's not a fact, but you can say that, okay, I have a point, and if you could all just listen to me for a minute, and always when you don't, when you need that slight buffer, you're like, with regards to this, it has been my firm belief. So now you have had these words that you've already said. So words have started coming to you,
Mhm.
and then the flow after that will happen.
Oh.
The correct words are in you. It's just that you need that starting. थोड़ा सा बजाज का problem, starting problem. होता
Yeah.
है, बहुत normal है. It's actually very, very normal. So this really works where you start saying some words and then the rest of the words come to you. It helps.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask that can you please elaborate on the point of online personality profiling as a round for an interview? What actually is it?
Online personality profiling. Okay, this is like something very new that has come into the market. So very honestly, it is more about them going through your public profiles. So that would
Okay.
be obviously LinkedIn. It goes without saying. And a lot of your Facebook and Instagram as well. That does not mean that you particularly build your profiles for that. A lot of people have been teaching people to build your profiles a certain way. Don't. Because anyone who's doing profiling can see through it like this. So
Yes,
just
ma'am.
be yourself. The reason why they do this profiling very honestly is because they want people who have the right attitude. आपको अगर मस्ती करना पसंद है, पार्टी करना पसंद है, and that shows on your Instagram, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Right? And if your LinkedIn is full, or I mean, it's not going to help if all you do is share posts by Richard Branson, Simon Sinek, and Tata Birla. No, because there is nothing of you. So the profiling aspect is to just get to know you to a certain extent, get to understand what kind of an attitude you have. That's it. And even then, ये जो profiling होती है, this is not the ultimate decision maker at all. It sort of goes along with the interview. कि interview में क्या behavior था और online क्या है. And then they try to, obviously, so mostly the panel has some psychologists on board. So they try to figure out if you have the right thing. So I always say कि आप online जो persona रख रहे हो, keep it very similar to what you are.
Okay, ma'am.
Because if there is too much disparity in the two, then कोई एक जगह पे तो आप झूठ बोल रहे हो. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants a liar in their organization. So it is fine if one profile of yours is showing that you are fond of trekking and you're fond of going clubbing and you're fond of things like that. And so anyone who's doing online profiling knows that different platforms are used differently. So trust me, you cannot fool them. They know it. So just be yourself. Don't try to hack it. Just try to work on yourself. Be as genuine as possible, because मान लेते हैं that आपने उनको उल्लू बना दिया और आप हायर हो गए, लेकिन उसके बाद तो आपका सच 3 महीने बाद तो पता चल ही जाएगा ना सबको. And if that is something that shows that you deceived them, then that is not good for your career. It is okay to be imperfect. No boss wants an employee who's perfect. No, because no boss is perfect. But what they don't want is the wrong attitude. What they don't want is a person who's deceitful. So just be yourself, work on yourself. That's fine. If you think that what job you want to apply for requires you to be somebody who's well read, right? So rather than just clicking pictures of books and putting it on your Instagram, and rather than just picking up quotes from Google and putting it on your LinkedIn, actually read and share what you actually felt. That will not only put out a better persona of you in front of people, but also help you inside. So it's going to go a longer way.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. We have time for one more question because I think it's getting a little late.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, but I'll ask a question hypothetically, okay?
Okay.
So, if I have to get work done from someone, right? And as you mentioned, I have to be specific and give him time to prepare and all that, right? So I gave all that time and I told him to do something, right? So how do I get to know that he understood the way I conveyed the message, right? Is there a follow-up question that we should ask, that did you understand what I meant, or should we ask him what will you do after this? Is there a question, means follow-up question we should ask?
Okay, considering that when you are asking someone to do something, you are in charge of that particular task. So one is when you have explained out what the task is, always add a line that, if there are any questions with regards to this, please let me know immediately. So what that does is opens the door for a question to come to you. And secondly, always have an update policy. So say, for instance, you've given them an hour to do something. You can always, after half an hour, ask them that, I hope this task is going well. Is that if you're having any issues, please let me know. We really need to get it done in time. And if I can help you in that, I would like. Right? So I think that is a very positive way to ask for a feedback. हाँ, अगर ये इंसान हमेशा ही लेट करता है, तो you tell them that, you ask them like point blank, bro, update. That's different. But under normal circumstances, I think offering help is a great way to ask for an update. So that person will be like, no, it is happening, not to worry. If I do need help a little later, I'll let you know. That is a good response. So I'm also giving a response that the other person can give. Or they'll be like, yes, actually, I'm having this issue and I was going to get in touch with you. Please help me out with this.
Yes.
So either way, what that does is sort of helps you expedite how fast the task is going to get done. But yes, the follow-ups are always needed. I mean, human beings are going to always need it. So A, first open the door for questions while you're giving the task itself, and B, do follow up. Or another thing is that if, for instance, say you've been busy doing like a million other things and you have this, then and you have kept a reminder for yourself that is time pe ye kaam ho jana chahiye. At that time, you ask the person that is it done, because I haven't received it yet. If you're having any issues, please tell me because we are losing time. So that can be your last bit that you can do. Other than that, honestly, there are some people who are just difficult. So at that time, you really have to go with your gut on how to deal with them. So yeah. But mostly I've noticed that this format works even on the most difficult people sometimes. So it's fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I have one. Would anyone like to share like something that they're going to take away from this workshop, some learning or some feeling that something that happened in this session that they're going to take with them, that they're going to remember, and it's sort of going to help guide them further or just make them feel good about themselves at some point of time? Would you all like to share something like that?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. We learned like small things. Like you told, you should resume पे नाम अपना डालना चाहिए. These small things we learned.
Thank you. Good. That was really not supposed to be a part of the workshop, but really since the question came and I am seeing so many youngsters really not know this, I was like, okay, ये शायद बोलना जरूरी हो गया है अब. But I'm glad that you're going to take it away with you. Anyone else? Okay, Namita has written etiquette in capitals. Namita, I don't really know what that means. If you could elaborate on that, I would really appreciate it.
Polite behavior in society.
Okay. You're going to take back how to be polite in society from this workshop, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Also, ma'am, the main key takeaway for me was like some petty things which we think are not considerable while communicating, but though they impact a lot, like how you reach a person, how you need to know that if that person is convenient for the time being considered while taking a discussion. So these petty things which we don't ever consider are something have a very big impact while starting a communication.
That's great. That's great. And you're right, they seem very small, but they go a very long way. Once once you make that a part of your basic communication, it just goes a very long way.
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am.
Most welcome. Give respect to take respect. Treat everyone equally. Yes, that is also true.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. To be honest, it was really a very interactive session, ma'am, because the way you were speaking, the way you showed you have covered each and every aspects of communication and how to improve our personality. So the way you were speaking, it itself gave me an inspiration to talk with other people. So you speak in
Thank
such a
you.
polite and in such a frank way that it genuinely refreshed my mind, ma'am. So it
Thank
was
you so
really
much.
so good to meet you. And it was really, ma'am, I'm really very happy that you have taken this like guest session or workshop for us. So thank you so much, ma'am. It was really good.
Thank you so much.
I
This was
am
such a
lost into
wonderful thing.
words
Thank
right
you.
now, ma'am. I'm really lost into words because I genuinely love this session. Genuinely. Trust
I'm
me.
glad. I am so glad. Thank you so
Yes,
much for
ma'am.
saying
Thank you
this.
so
Thank
much.
you. Okay, then I guess we can say that we're done. The session was so helpful. Thank you, Ananti. Thank you for saying this. Thank you. Okay, I guess then we can we can call it a close. I think. Thank you. You're most welcome, Kevin. Thank you. Anshita. Thank you. I feel like I'm on an Instagram live right now, but thank you so much. But okay. So yeah, I think we can I think we can call it a close now. If no one has any questions, otherwise, if okay, yeah, no questions. I think just an overwhelming range of thank yous coming from everyone. Thank you so much. This is just so sweet. Thank you. Wow, Mona Lisa, first and foremost, awesome name, bro. Awesome, and thank you so much for what you said.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you. Okay. So I think we can end this session. How Sarang, can we end it? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'll ask someone if anyone wants to speak up. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, to me you are, and
Okay. I think
Sarah?
there's some issue. Yes, sir. Yes, Vishal sir.
Is anybody going to propose out of thanks and formally close the session? Hello.
I think
Was I audible?
yes, Vishal.
yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So I don't know if somebody was given this responsibility of proposing vote of thanks and formally close the session. But if either if it is not given to somebody or we have lost the person in between, let me take this opportunity. Rashida ma'am, it was an excellent session. After a long time, I got to brush up my basics as well on communication and particularly written communication. I'm sure that this will help our students long way. I'm very happy to tell you that most of our faculties had also logged in for this session because we did not want to make it only an event which will end by the session itself, but we actually wanted that this to be implemented by students actually, and the faculty should be able to monitor and keep on giving them feedbacks time to time. So particularly with this objective, all the faculties have also joined and attended this session. So on behalf of all of them, on behalf of director of the institute, management of the institute, all the students, I would like to thank you. It was one of the great sessions I have ever attended, and
Thank you
look
so
forward
much,
to
sir.
welcome. We look forward to meeting you in person as well, discuss on various aspects as Meghna ma'am rightly said, and want to take this association a lot longer. Thank you
Most
very
definitely.
much. Have a
Looking
great day.
forward to that. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Ma'am, I think the one who was gonna say I had some network issue. So I would like to say thank you from all the students who are present here from on their behalf. It was very nice to talk to you. The conversation it was not just the most of the things we do is like we don't have an interactive session most of the time. But today we felt like connected. The feeling was very nice. We connected to you on the same level. And the things you were conveying, it was like directly going into our mind and touching our hearts directly. So it was very nice. It was a nice session. Thank you for giving us such a nice lecture. And
Thank you
I
so
really
much
thought
for saying this, Sarang.
yeah, I really thought it was just going to be about emails, but it turned out a very different, and I'm pretty much, I don't have words to express my feelings right now, but it was a very nice session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarang. I think not having words to express this in itself is a wonderful expression. So thank you so much for this. It was amazing. It was amazing to have the session with you all also, because it was not like you all were just quietly listening or anything. You all were also interacting and responding, and it for anyone who's conducting a session, it's just nice when we get a reaction. So thank you so much. It was wonderful, really. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. You too. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sushil.
Really
Thank you.
great. to see you
Yes.
here. Thank you.
Thank you.